What is going on, dudes and lady dudes? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today, we got a little more news from Jump Festa. if yesterday's news, last night's news wasn't enough, we've got a new DRAGONMAID as well as a new INVOKED monsters. Boss monsters, I guess, for both of them. Really exciting because DRAGONMAIDs really could use a win condition, and I haven't read either of these cards really at all, so we're going to be learning what they do together. Let's start off with the DRAGONMAID Strawl. It's a light dragon fusion effect monster. It's a level 10 with 3,500 attack and 2,000 defense. Let's take a quick peek at its design here. Oh, it's cool. I like this design a lot. It's the bigger form of the other fusion, which is pretty cool. I like that. And it has two effects, and both of them are hard ones per turns. The first effect says, during the standby phase, you can special summon a level 9 or lower DRAGONMAID monster from hand or graveyard. That's pretty solid. I mean, going first, you make this, and on your opponent's standby phase, because it's during the standby phase, not yours or your opponent's, it's every single one, so if you are able to keep this on board, you will be able to, just get another DRAGONMAID monster onto the field, almost anything. So that's really, really nice. And then the second effect says, when an opponent's card or effect is activated, this is a good start. Quick effect, you can negate the activation. If you do, destroy it, then return this card to the extra deck. And if you do, special summon one House DRAGONMAID from your extra deck. This is huge. Okay, this is a legit boss monster. It negates any activated effect. That is very, very solid. And like, you may think like, okay, trigger yourself, but you get your House DRAGONMAID out back from that, so that's really, really, you're not losing much, but you're trading for your opponent, and it's huge, so your opponent can't just beat over it and stuff. I like this. It applies offensive pressure. If it stays on the field till your next turn, you're going to be able to just reborn another DRAGONMAID monster every single standby phase, which is really nice. I like this card a lot. I think this really is a nice buff to DRAGONMAID. I think this card legitimately helps them. I don't think it'll make them super competitive in any sense, but at least if you were a rogue player or you're playing them as a tier 3 or 4 deck or whatever, and you want to have more fun with them, at least they can compete on a higher level now with this. Next up, we have Invoked Algoides. Algoides. It's a light fairy fusion effect monster. It's level 8 with 2,000 attack, 2,800 defense. That's kind of weird, actually, because it's really small. Well, not really small, but obviously 2,000 is not that threatening attack-wise. 28's decent booty, but okay, most of the Invoke stuff is pretty offensive, but I guess we'll see. I guess the water one is pretty defensive. Alright, whatever. Its materials are 1 Alistair the Invoker plus any fusion monster. This becomes even easier to make with the new Master Rules guide we'll be getting coming up soon, just because you can make the Link monster generically with like just generic like link spam stuff, and then you can make this, which is pretty cool. And you can only use this card name's first effect once per turn. Its first effect says, if this card is special summoned, or if a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field, you can target one monster your opponent controls and destroy it. Wow. That's really solid. That's pretty good. I mean, on summon, it's targeting destruction, but on summon, remove a card, and then that's a built-in disruption. If your opponent special summons anything, you can immediately just pop something they control. It doesn't have to be the monster summoned, so it gives you some, versatility in what you want to pop there. That's really solid. I like that a lot. Huh. Okay. Second effect says, once per turn, you can banish one fusion monster from your graveyard, and this card gains attack equal to that monster's attack until the end of your opponent's turn. All right, there we go. I literally said it was too small. I didn't even know that was, I thought that second effect was a thing, but that's really, really nice, because you're going to use a fusion monster just to make this thing in the first place, and as long as you didn't have to banish it from graveyard to do so, with invocation, it is going to be kind of just chilling, which is really nice. Some other things is like, there are just generic decks that use fusion monsters, like Thunder Dragons, maybe on the way to making a Titan, as well as like Colossus. They might end up putting a Colossus in Grave, so then you can just use their fusion monsters as long as you get Alistair on board, right? So there's stuff like that. That's really nice. You could like super poly your opponent, which I know invoke decks kind of like to play. You could super poly your opponent, summon your Alistair, search your invocation, then just use those two to make this guy, pop another monster, and then it's a disruption on your opponent's turn, as well as you're going to have a huge beater this turn. Because, I mean, think about what you're banishing most of the time. Any fusion to get this buff, I mean, you're probably going to go 4,000 plus most turns with this, which is really, really solid. So, and it stays until the end of your opponent's turn, which is also really good. So I like this card a lot. I think this is really nice. I think outside of Macabre and Purgatrio, we really were looking for more fusion versatility. You have like the going second versatility of Purgatrio, allowing you to just kind of run over certain boards once you can get him out, and the going first nature of Macabre, but nothing in between. This guy can still be special summon going second and pop a board, like pop a monster on a board, right? And there's some other like things there. I like this card a lot. I really, really do. So I like both these cards. These are both really nice support. I love that Konami keeps doing this. I would keep reiterating this every time we get a new set. I love how Konami is not just giving random slots in these core sets to just like random poo generic cards like battle phase shenanigans, and we still might get a couple of those, but they've been cutting down on those to actually put more of just like this stuff in, like a good legit Dragonmaid boss monster, a good legit other option for Invoke. This is a legit buff to Invoke type decks. I'm really excited about it, and yeah. That's gonna do it for me, guys. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. I'll say that now. Thank you so much for watching, as always. And if you want to see more stuff from me, you know, subscribe to the channel, all that stuff. I've got to get out of here. I'm actually pretty tired, but I love you guys. Thank you so much. Peace.